So we talk about crypto, we talk about property, we talk about stock. What about alternative investment? How do people invest other than these three categories? Let's find out. Effort.
Yep.
Effort means time, time means money.
I don't think it will grow as fast as crypto.
The growth. Things that you don't sell, it is at expenses. Because
They can still sell it like at a appreciation or even at a buy price.
it's like your Tesla stock growing more Tesla stock and then you sell it.
And some of these guys, they grow very fast.
Right. What's up, everybody from Cafe Money? This is Ken, Qiuyu, and Benny. Today we're going to talk about an interesting topic, which what we call alternative investment. Anything else but stock, property, and crypto.
Yeah, we just want this conversation to be a bit more light-hearted. No, we just talk about like a friend. Like, what are we going to do? Like different,
Interestingly, or
Yeah.
what's in the market right now, where people
Yeah.
consider them as an investment. Right?
And if you guys have any other alternative investment, right, just type in the comment below and let us know. We will be interested to find out, right?
Yes.
So maybe start with Benny. Benny, do you have any other alternative investment?
I don't, but I have a few exposure on some of them which I want to talk about, right? So the first one that is commonly spoken as an investment, right, is watch.
Ooh.
Watch.
Yeah, have you heard of this thing called watch investment, right? So
Yep, definitely.
for watch, there are the big three brands: Rolex, AP, and Patek Philippe, right? So these are the three big brands when it comes to retention of value. So how does watch investment work, or what's the watch scene right now? Is basically very simple. You buy a watch, you can't get a new watch from a new store because they're overly subscribed, and the grey market is selling way more expensive.
You
than the
mean
new
there's still a high demand for these watches?
Ever higher than ever before.
Serious, even after Apple Watch.
Yeah, even after Apple Watch, it's higher than ever before.
Wait,
To
so
a
so what
point,
happened is like if you want to go to the retail store to get it from the supplier, direct authorized seller, you can't get it. So people are selling it on the second-hand market.
There are a few ways, but largely, if you walk to a Rolex store today and you say, "Hey man, I want to buy a Daytona. I love it, so nice, right?" They will smile at you and say, "Sure, maybe you can put down your handphone number and your email. We'll put you on the waiting list." It's as good as saying bye bye, go away. You'll never take your turn to get a watch. Yeah.
Then how? How you buy?
You can never do it. So basically, you need to have a very strong profile account in the brand or the branch, whereby you have history of purchasing watches, or you have bought a lot of non-famous Rolex series like their Datejust, right? And so that you clock the amount of sales, and then they will allocate you some of the top tier watches. That's how it works, right? And
I
it's,
didn't know that. It sounds like Ferrari.
Oh, does Ferrari
Yeah,
work
Ferrari
this way?
does that. The limited cars, you need to like buy their top three cars.
Basically,
or like,
yeah, buying your way into
You gotta
the
buy your way
inner
in,
circle,
just
so
like
that then they give you
MS, yep.
access to buy the watch that is popular.
yes.
Ooh.
Or you can go to other watch company to find your ways to buy different watches to clock enough sales, and then they'll allocate you a Rolex watch. Yeah.
what?
Yeah, but it's so crazy that a second-hand watch can be way more expensive than the first-hand retail price because of the crazy demand that's going on right now. A lot of people consider that as a watch investment. I do share some experience buying watches as well, but at the end of the day, I think there's only two use for watches. Number one, they hold in terms of value, which is not bad.
Stock value.
Store of value. Number two, it's at expenses, because things that you don't sell, it is at expenses, because if you hold it forever, right, and you don't sell, how is that actually a ROI, right? So to me, that is watch. After a long way around, it's fun. It's good to store of your value. So in the event where you don't want it to sell it away, not too bad. Fight some inflation, right? Not spending money, but as a full asset class of investment, I say it's subjective.
Cool. What about you, like Ken? Do you have any like alternative investment, or you think it's investment, you buy into it, but it's questionable?
I do have some down my list over here. So
Lisa.
I have a list here, but the super alternative. But I think because watch is a very high entry barrier entry. Let me give you a low barrier to entry, and you can potentially make a bit of money.
Ooh.
But it takes a little bit of effort. You know, you heard of bonsai plants?
Yes.
Ah.
Are you into it?
No, I'm not. I'm like I can fall asleep, but okay, let me give you a recently, you know, the YouTube recommendation, the AI bot, and they recommended me some bonsai videos. Freak, the views are like millions.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
nuts. And I realized that you can buy a bonsai for a certain amount of money, and somehow you do a 2 months, 3 months once maintenance by clipping it. I don't know, and doing a little bit of work. It's not like a 10-hour work. It's just like a 2 hours work or something like that.
But you must know how to trim the hair, right? The leaves, right?
Just
to
watch
a
YouTube video.
certain
Just
way.
watch YouTube video.
Oh,
That's all
okay.
you need to do.
This is two school of thought in bonsai.
Really?
There's the natural scaping, and then there's a manipulation scaping, where you actually use
Wires,
to
yeah.
bend the.
And I see the different color of the bark. Wow, no, that's pretty gorgeous.
And people sell it for huge money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But you touch on a very interesting topic, let me tell you why.
Why?
'Cause this girl over here is green finger.
No, I'm brown fingers.
brown finger,
I'm
what?
brown fingers.
What happened?
I try to grow some plants and I try to. Okay, you know, there are some times in my life I'll be like, oh, the plant's so interesting. So I get very obsessed into it, watch a lot of videos, and then go and study what type of plants they are, right? Then I will go and buy them. And some plants are really not cheap, they are expensive. But the thing is, I have quite brownish fingers. When I grow the plant, they don't really grow well. Sometimes they die.
then why does Benny say that you have green fingers?
No, because she's so into this air plant.
Yeah,
This
I tried air plant,
this don't know what half white leaf plant, right? Which is like,
variegated leaves plant.
yeah, which is like crazy right now in Singapore. Like
Yeah.
people are selling them close to like what 20,000, the most expensive.
What? Sorry,
I don't know,
what plant is that?
20,000. Some plant 20,000.
20,000 is like is going on.
I
right
think
now.
there is a one particular article recently that says that there's a plant that is sold at $20,000. That is very expensive. But let's not talk about like maybe this extremely expensive one. I'll just talk about like say a household plant, right? There are certain plants, right? Let's say if the leaves is variegated, means it's like white and green, light green, different color together, right? They are sold way more expensive than their counterpartners that is like green leaves.
So the
and they are
unhealthy
like,
plant are selling more expensive.
yeah, and supposedly these are like the mutated plants because they are white leaves, right? So they don't have the chlorophyll. But it's just very interesting because they look nice, okay? And there's a community of people buying plant, growing that, and then selling them. And of course, right, if you are doing it from home, right, like you say, you can watch YouTube video, go and cut it, variegate it. That means you put into water, let it grow, and then you sell the
It's like,
plant
it's like your
again.
Tesla stock growing more Tesla stock, and then you sell it.
And some of these plants, they grow very fast.
Right. That's the air
Wow.
plant one. I don't know what they do. The air plant, they can buy expensive one. They can like grow it into like.
Yeah. So
I
one
don't
of
know how
my
it works,
air
yeah.
plant, right? Okay, so after
So you have
the-
an air plant?
I have one. It's not expensive. Maybe one like this. I bought it at $30. Then what happens is that once this air plant, it grow flower. After it grow flower, right, it will have pups. That means the little plant, and then you can sell the little plant off
To grow into a big
to grow
plant.
into a big plant.
How much you sell a small plant? Just wondering.
I
like,
never sell, but I don't know. Maybe you can sell it for $10.
It's not too bad,
we should
So
start
you
to
cover
sell,
your
then it
cost.
becomes an asset.
Asset. Never mind. I think it's too difficult. And then my plant don't really look that healthy looking.
But it's a full business, you know.
It
Like
is
Ken
a
is
full
right, you know.
business.
Like you guys, it's so popular right now. Like this because I think everyone's stuck at home. You know what I mean? Then they want to pick up some hobby, right? And all these like unique plant going all time high, and they are really an asset alternative investment because people have grown to a point that their entire backyard or their balcony becomes a nursery where they literally propagate to sell and make tons of money from it.
Yeah, it's like a hobby that turned into a business, right? Yeah, so it's very
Interesting. I just
interesting.
picked up bonsai and you guys added on to so much business. Actually, that's a good idea.
No, I mean really because
Yeah.
when you just say I know like this is her baby, you know, like that's
Yeah,
what-
because there was a moment in time of my life I was inside this certain air plant group chat. Every single day people are like selling air plant. Each air plant like maybe this size is selling at about Singapore dollar 50 plus. It
US
can go
40.
up to 100 plus, 200 plus dollars, and every day there are people and it snap up so fast. People just buy it.
Oh, interesting.
I think if you have
okay.
time,
Yeah.
if you have time, and with YouTube nowadays, like what Ken say, right? And if you're in Facebook community, right, you can really make this out of a passion business. You know, it's a very strong investment. Just
And-
imagine your Tesla stock is growing more stock, like, boop, 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 and it starts selling.
But you need to have green fingers first. I have brown fingers, so it's a little bit tough for me.
What else Ken is in your archive
Yeah.
of?
Okay, since we are
interesting
talking about
investment?
Tesla, right? Okay, this is alternative. As I said, it's alternative
Yeah.
investment. The other one is to just buy a Tesla car with full self-driving.
Why do you say it's an investment?
Because you can do.
Because I feel that, okay, not like I feel like I have a quite high degree of certainty that when Tesla solves full self-driving, really solve it, your car becomes an asset. Because we are talking about robo-taxis, where instead you do not need a Uber driver or Grab driver. What they do is the car just goes around by itself.
Wait, can I ask you a question? Then how about if let's say I buy a car, and then I just let the car while I'm working, the car is like it's not supposedly parked, right? I let the car go and keep driving, fetching passenger, and I earn money from
Precisely,
that.
that's the point.
Oh my gosh!
That's the point.
No, precisely, that's what the inspiration of Uber and Grab is. The inspiration of Uber is that you spend so much money parking your car during your office hour. Why not lease it to someone to do Uber drive, and make some bucks from your car, which is supposed to be expenses, and now it becomes income generating.
Oh, that's damn smart.
Yeah, so that is alternative investment. That's why I'm buying full self-driving for my car. But probably when they solve it, the price of full self-driving will not be at this price now. Like every year, full self-driving has been going up. In fact, people in the States, those that bought their Model 3 in 2017, 2018, and they sell it now, they actually do not have much loss. Like the expenses was like, I saw somewhere on Twitter like $100 to $200 a month, because the car did appreciate, to a certain extent.
There's another form of alternative investment which is called car investment. So there's two parts to this car investment. One is more operating like a business. One is more holding the store of value. So literally you can buy like imported like Porsche into Singapore, and using those cars, right, you can use for like 2-3 years, right? You can still sell it at a capital appreciation.
What?
So you drive for free, you can sell it at a higher price, and you still enjoy the car.
And I think like what you mentioned, because like say cars like Ferrari, there's some demands for it, but like to get access to it, you need certain privilege, or sometimes you may even need to wait for like a long period of time before the car actually comes in, right? So what happens is there are this group of people, let's say they have their first supercar, and after driving for 2-3 years, they can still sell it like at a appreciation or even at a buy price.
Okay, so there's authorized dealer and parallel importer. So they could have bring in from a parallel importer easily like $100,000 to $150,000 cheaper in Singapore, and after driving a few years, still sell at a price cheaper than the authorized dealer. So that's how they keep trading their car. That's why you see when people keep changing their supercar, it's not that they have a lot of money, it's that they're making money from keep buying and selling and buying and selling. So actually there's a huge category, of how do you drive. But the problem with this, like what Ken say, right, is the barrier entry is high. Even though you're not paying, P&L wise, profit and loss, you are not losing. But the down is crazy. You get it, right? You have to put in big sum of money to get started.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Okay, since we are talking about car, let's talk about another form of vehicles. I'm going to talk about Brompton bikes.
What's that? Brompton bikes?
Brompton is a certain brand of bicycle. So right now, because circuit breaker, we are having COVID, and that most of us, we are like stuck at home, right? I think there is a surge of people wanting to go outdoor for activity. So there's like this certain, in Singapore at least, right, there's a huge demand for bicycle. And people are going to the stores to buy.
Not Singapore.
Not just Singapore.
Globally, there's a parts shortage. It's not even just car with like cell or like chips, right?
I'm just mind blown.
Shimano, I think Shimano have a
yes.
shortage of supply.
Serious.
Bicycles?
Even the gears.
Serious.
Yeah, so what happens is like there's a shortage of supply for bicycle, right? If let's say you want to go to Brompton website to go and buy a bicycle right now, you cannot even order because you need to take a queue number to wait for the bicycle, and you probably need to wait for about 6 months to a year easily to buy a bicycle.
Let's say today, if you take a queue, you can't take a queue. You only can take a queue number in like October.
Okay.
And you probably only can purchase a bike probably about
But why must
March.
it be? Bike is just a few frames joined together, a few metal rods, and plop the two wheels there. I mean, why?
It's like an Hermes bag, right?
Yes.
It's like an Hermes bag also, right? It's just a bag, right? But there's a culture, there's a heritage, there's a cult-like following behind
and
riding
the
a Brompton bike.
it looks nice. There's certain brands like Brompton, right? So why I want to talk about Brompton? Yeah, and why I want to talk about Brompton as an alternative form of investment is this, because I realized that there are people who take the queue number and then they sell it to other people who wants to buy the bicycle, so then they can immediately, like they sell it for about 400-500 Singapore dollars, and then this buyer who is very interested in the Brompton bike can go and get the bike immediately.
Cool, wow.
I mean, it's a very big topic that she brought up, because you can buy a second-hand Brompton and you will still hold its value. So after you ride for like 6 months, a year, you get sick of that white elephant, right? You sow it away, it still remains its value. But if you were to buy a cheap bicycle, say like a $600 bicycle, you probably only have to sell it at like $200, $300.
Yeah.
Like you have no inherent
So
core
the
value.
depreciation is very high for cheaper brands. So why certain like people, let's say if today I want to buy a bicycle, I would probably go for the Brompton. The reason is because I know that in 6 months time it will be a white elephant and I can sell it off at my buy price. So technically I can ride this bicycle for a few months for free.
Oh, actually, I can see a trend. Like basically, you create scarcity, and with scarcity, you
The price inflation.
You are right.
price inflate.
It's like Rolex, it's like
Everything
Hermes
you-
bag, it's like Brompton bike,
It's
it's like
like
Porsche car.
Lego.
Lego. Oh yeah, remember the first few episodes? Let's talk about
please
Lego.
enlighten us about your Lego.
Okay. So right, there was a few years in my life, I was like so into Lego. Why? And I buy Lego, I usually buy it for, okay, firstly, I really like Lego. I like the process of building it. So if I like a certain set, right, I will buy 2 sets of it. One is for building and the other one is to keep the box and keep the whole thing intact and very nicely. And the reason is because Lego, for a certain build, right, they will stop production after a few years or maybe 1 year plus, depending on like, you know, how long they want to continue producing it. And after the product is stopped, right, you find it in the second-hand market, the price gone up.
No.
That's Lego. But the problem with Lego is, I mean, of course, the cost of storing it is very high lah. But it is another form of investment. It's real.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, I recently bought 2 things that went out in value. You know, the Tesla shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the limited edition run. So I bought it at 6. Although that
I
silky
still can't believe you wear it and dance on it.
Dude, the shorts was $69 and 42 cents. I mean, you know, for
Yes,
it's
for the
funny.
specific
I think on
reason.
resale, at its peak was like $500-600 US
Oh my
dollars.
God.
Bought a short.
I think now it's 200 plus 300, but it still went up in value.
No.
Then I had a few friends buy for me the Tesla Tequila. That one, yeah.
The one with the is it lightning bolt?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. So that was quite limited. I mean, the bottle is not really limited because they're producing empty ones, but the one with tequila is still holding its value.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very. It went up in value, like triple the price.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It Since you're talking about like investment in Tesla, like tequila, right? We have friends, right? Adeline, she invests in
Your co-host in Okie Doggy, right?
yeah, my co-host
Yeah.
in Okie Doggy,
She
right?
invests
Adeline,
in,
she invests in what do you call it, like whiskey, cask
Cask.
of whiskey.
Yes.
So interesting.
Yeah. So they invest in a whiskey cask, and you know once it mature, they can bottle up into like X amount of bottle, right? And then they sell it off retail.
Where? How do you buy?
In Singapore,
it's-
there are people.
No.
In Singapore?
There's connection in Singapore, but I
Yeah.
think it's mainly in Scotland.
Yes.
It's always in those areas.
Are you sure legit? I mean, there could be a
She
Ponzi
did
scheme.
it, and she
It could
really.
be- it could be a Ponzi
It could
scheme.
be. You
So-
gotta be
so
very
counterparty
careful.
regional.
So pre-COVID, she went there to the I don't know what do you call it. What do you call it? Like in wine, they call it winery. What do you call it? Like
Whiskey curry.
Okay.
Please don't embarrass ourselves.
Whiskey curry. Okay, she went to the whiskey curry.
Whiskey curry. Right, and then she see the whole place and all that. But my point is, it's a growing investment interest. It appears in one of the biggest report recently that whiskey investment is one of the growing trend globally. You'll be shocked to hear. I think
Yeah.
people too stressed keep drinking alcohol
Yeah,
during
yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
I don't know why, but this kind of investment is quite interesting because you can kind of like take your own bottle and like taste it, and you can sell the remaining as well. So it's kind of like passion at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
you got to enjoy whatever you invest in. So it's pretty interesting mix. Yeah,
It
in
is.
this
It
as
is.
well.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, talking about alternative investment, right?
Yeah.
One of my oldest
Okay.
investment
Yeah.
that I have to today I still hold on to, right, is silver coins and bullion.
Wow. Silver.
I invest in silver coins and silver bullion, not the one in the stocks, but like the physical ones that I can hold it, right? I think why? Because it forces me to really force save because the liquidity is slightly harder. I literally have to go down to a shop to sell it. I buy it from a very legit source, so I can literally sell back at the same store. They'll be able to accept based on market
How do you know
price.
if it's real silver?
You can get it tested, but usually you want to find someone that is certified, they have backgrounds, and they know what they're doing. I mean, like you have to go and, I mean, it's all silver language that I don't want to cover, but you want to know that as well. You can buy tester also. There's many ways to
I
test.
see. Just an interesting fact for you. You know, I used to be in manufacturing, so last time I was doing those metals. So we will actually buy silver nuggets and stuff.
What?
We will melt it and melt the silver. Then we'll pour into a mold to create the silver medal.
Ooh.
I think we were doing for like some Olympic games or some stuff
Wow.
like that.
So the legit silver.
The legit
it's
silver.
not like a fake like
Yeah.
I think
coating.
it must be really heavy, right?
No, silver actually is quite light.
Silver
and,
is okay. Silver is okay.
And
Not
for the
as crazy
gold
as
winner,
gold.
usually it's a silver medal, and we'll gold plate it with 24K gold.
Why I like silver investment more than gold is because it's like the Ethereum of Bitcoin. I mean I call it. And there's utility. It's actually the same thing.
yes.
Ethereum has utility as well, right? So silver has an inherent utility, not just
Yes.
for metal. People use it for parts in computers, right? So,
Yes.
so I do that. And interestingly, my dad recently picked this up. Gold investment. It's not the smartest investment, but for someone at his age, I thought it's quite financially sound. So with his every $100 of saving, right, he buy a small gold nugget.
Oh.
Like a very tiny small plate nugget, right?
Okay.
There's a certified nugget, right? So he likes it because it's like in cuts. So he's like collecting like $100 cuts, you know, and to him at least he's holding the value of his gold. I don't think so, honestly, but but for him to get access to like internet to buy shares, I think it's too deep. But he's just happy to see that he's doing it himself, you know, and like just storing things. And he was buying like random pendants of gold. I say, dude, like, don't waste money on like all this design, you know, just buy the flat one, right?
Yeah.
And he got inspired. So he collected 10 of this, and now he upgraded to a 10-gram
I see.
small gold nuggets, right? His goal is to
So
upgrade to a
cute.
100-gram nuggets. I thought it's quite cool. At least it's a form of habit and a form of saving as well.
Yeah, and you know when you work with metals like that, all those small ones he has, I mean, just to let you know, it's very easy to work with metal. I mean, with gold and silver. You just melt it down into
right?
one chunk.
Yeah.
It's not difficult.
Some form of utility, I guess. So I think I don't think gold will see the glory days of growth, right? And store of value might change to crypto, but I thought it's something that changes someone's habit of like, hey, you know, I should get out from cash.
I don't
Put
think
somewhere.
like gold is a bad store of value. In fact, I think it's pretty good. It's tested over the test of time. Just that I don't think it will grow as fast as crypto.
The growth, but the store of value wise, why not?
Yeah,
right?
why not, yeah.
Versus cash.
Just
What,
Benny,
what,
I
what other investments?
want to ask you, in your show notes, we were talking about a few stuff, and suddenly I saw there, you wrote hotel. What? So your alternative form of investment is hotel? You're that freaking rich. Okay, let me just go and buy a hotel as an
What do you mean
alternative.
hotel?
No, I mean
Yeah.
like I think it's to even begin, I think it's a bad investment. But I'll say it's
How,
alternative.
but is it hotel?
How to
Yeah,
invest
so
in
so what
hotel?
happened is that it's very common. You can see in the comments coming out in this YouTube video alone, right? That people invest in the room.
Oh,
And
I've
then,
heard of that.
So they own the room. It's centrally managed by management and hotel management.
Is there such thing?
Yes.
Yeah, very
I think
common.
in UK and
In UK,
Cambodia, there are these.
Malacca, very common. Malacca is part of Malaysia for some of my overseas friends. Not in Singapore, it's too expensive to do it though. So
Yeah.
they literally buy a room, then it's centralized, managed, distributed, and you got to stay there. So you can redeem like 5 nights or something, right?
5 nights
Which is
a year.
super gimmicky. I mean, just for you to stay there to feel like a hotel owner, right? Some attached to a golf course, some is in a near
Some is like
airport.
not just hotel, it's like villa. You
It's
actually
villa.
can invest in a villa in say Batam in Indonesia
Yeah.
or Bali in
Yeah.
Indonesia. So you can invest in a villa.
I'll say is one of the worst investment to me. I'll say it's one of the investment, but it's the worst, right? Because a place like Malacca, you literally can complete the tourism sites in one day. You can even do a
Yes.
day trip, right? So for you to invest in that tourism where there's no inherent value to stay more than a day, right? It's gonna be just a bad investment after all. So you see a lot of empty rooms end up. You'll be centrally managed so badly that people are just owning that room to stay. So to me, it's a way of collective investment. You don't own the whole thing. It's centrally managed by someone. So your control is actually very low. You see that happening a lot in different parts of Johor in Malaysia as well. So I would definitely avoid this and will not even touch this.
Just
but
now when
it's a
you
form of
were
investment.
talking about this, a lot of risks went through my head already. First one,
There you go.
counterparty risk. Next one is that they are offloading the risk to you. That means to say that you want to build investments, they offload the risk, the capital into you.
Yeah.
So you
They took back the capital day one. They
Yeah.
build it, they sell it to you.
yeah, and that's it. So where is your sense of ownership? There's so much
That's
more
right.
risk that goes down the list. Okay.
They will have some like guaranteed return or like buyback scheme after 10 years, but come on, they offload all to you. If they ever buy back 10 years is when the business is doing well, So to me, the guarantee is as good as a guarantor.
Yes.
So if it's a failing business, it's a failing business. So
Yes.
don't touch hotel to me. I might be wrong. There might be some very good opportunity, guys. So I might be wrong. But largely, in short, when I see such schemes without control,
Run.
run.
Yeah, it's outright big no for me,
100%,
man.
yeah.
But unless in my head, I thought you're talking buy the entire hotel and run it yourself. Fine,
Yeah, that's different.
That is fine.
That is what a lot of Singaporean landlords do. So they buy 3 to 4 adjacent
Shop houses.
shop houses. They tear the back. They build it into like a 7-story residential or hotel stay. Then they rent out.
Actually,
the room.
nearby this area, there's quite a few, right?
Just there.
Multiple, just behind us here.
Oh, just there.
Just
Oh,
behind us here.
yeah.
It's just open. You just go out from the unit at the back as well. And that's fundamentally, I think, one of the business model of a very famous hotel chain in Singapore called Hotel 81. So a lot of people look at it as, they are just a low-end hotel. No, they are actually in the real estate business. They acquire, they manage to, increase in their property value, right? And then they build a simple business running a very cheap hotel running it. So it's actually a giant real estate business. The Hotel 81 owner, I think, is one of the top richest person in Singapore.
Yep.
Top 10. Pretty amazing. But then again, many of us wouldn't have access to own buildings after buildings.
I thought you were talking about, Benny, what's up? Your level change.
No,
let's just buy the hotel.
Soon but never. But the problem is this, is that some of this investment that we talk about, right, borderline becomes a business opportunity. And I think that you guys ought to be a little bit careful, even for the green business, the plant, because it takes time and effort to really make money. So it's not exactly a pure investment.
Yeah.
While gold is a pure investment because you just buy and hold it there. So just be careful when people promise you a return or something is good, but it does take effort.
Yep.
Effort means time means money.
Must be
Yes.
very clear where you draw the line, because some of this could be derived from your passion, your hobby. Some of it is really pure putting your money with somebody else and letting them manage
Which
it,
can
right?
be dangerous,
Yep.
party risk. Yes.
And there's some that is like running it as a business, right?
Yeah, you guys got any kind of like alternative investments you guys are doing? Just share with us. If I kind of sense it's wrong, I will probably type in a reply you and you'd run.
Just post it in a comment. I think that's what we want to do as well, to see what kind of funny investment out there or what kind of good investment opportunity that we don't know as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talk about crypto, stocks and property, where else can we go? So sometimes we like to explore and probably we can learn anything from
I think backside IG want to put the money somewhere fun.
somewhere fun. Yeah. Sometimes you just got a little bit more money, you want to, play around with it. So among all the alternative investments, if you had to choose one, what would it be?
What will
Chewy?
you choose?
Yeah.
Okay, among what we're talking about today,
Yeah.
What
if
will
you had
you
to pick
choose?
one,
What will you choose?
what will you invest in? And
What
more importantly,
will I choose?
Yeah,
it's the
what?
spirit of investment.
Yeah.
It's the spirit of investment. That means knowing how that you can buy something
Okay,
of inherent value,
I know.
hold it,
Yes.
and grow as well.
Okay, so I mean, I wanted to say Lego, but I think the smarter choice for now at this moment is Brompton appointment. I think that's what I
appointment,
will,
okay.
The buyer.
yeah, not even the bicycle, it's the Brompton appointment, the queue number. I will sell it to people at $400.
If you're saying it too loud, if someone in Brompton watching, they will not give you the queue number, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Actually,
Yeah,
people
you're
did that to
thinking
the Tesla reservation because you need to wait months.
Huh.
People were like selling the
Yeah,
reservation
so you're banned
number.
now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm going to take my Brompton queue to buy for myself, so that's the deal.
Oh no.
So many
Cam, which one will you choose?
buyers, Tesla. I'll buy a Tesla car with FSD and wait
Oh,
a few
that's
more
nice.
years. Yeah, they just I feel that they are at the age of
Yeah.
solving something right now.
Interestingly, right,
Yeah.
I would choose the green business, the plants.
Bonsai.
Because if I'm like
You got green finger first or not?
you never know. But if you're undergrad, you're undergrad and you have time, the little bit of money you can grow to multiply to money and more greens, and fertilizer isn't that expensive, right? So I thought it's a very fun way to start learning something while investing it and able to sell it cheaply, affordably as well, joining into communities, right? So I think that's good.
So fertilizer is cheap. Yeah, I wonder if it can be done that way. You shit, right? Then you put your own shit in a flower pot. You think that's free fertilizer, right?
I think that's like a
then,
seed
then the
growth
thing will
lah.
kaboom or
Honestly,
bloom.
I think it's a yes.
Yeah, some more you eat expensive food, Yeah, the
No,
plant will
guys,
be,
don't do that. You just need to put eggshell into the
You just-
soil and that's good
No, you
enough.
just shit into the pot. You just
Oh my god, this conversation is going nowhere, guys. But thank you guys for
But
watching.
please don't tell Brompton, please.
Hope you guys pick out some fun investment tips and option. Write in the comment what are the unique things that you guys invest in. Let us know. Let's have fun together. See you in the next episode.
Bye bye. Shit in the flower pot. Bye bye.
No, don't tell Brompton.
No.
Bye.